Kinesthetic ambiguity, rapid induction. This is a particularly useful induction because most of Western society, and of course most is only 51%, most people in Western society tend to process primarily in the visual sense. Then most people are going to be in the visual sense when we're starting to do a trance induction with them. Consequently, if we go into a different system, auditory or kinesthetic, which is feeling, we are immediately in an altered state of consciousness. So this particular induction switches the visual processor, the auditory processor, into the kinesthetic or feeling system through ambiguity. Ambiguity is when you cannot figure out what exactly is happening. And in the visual sense, ambiguity would be something like an optical illusion, where we can't determine, is it a vase or is it two faces looking at each other? In the kinesthetic sense, which we're working with in this induction, ambiguity is, what's his hand doing exactly? Why is he holding my hand in that way? You'll see in a minute. So we're switching into the kinesthetic sense, the feeling sense, and creating ambiguity that is rapidly dovetailed into a trance state. So, Suzanne, having a good day today?
Absolutely.
Had a good lunch?
Had a great lunch.
And you volunteered for this, didn't you?
Certainly did.
Excellent. I want you to really enjoy this induction because it's a simple one. Could I just borrow your hand for a moment? That's right. And as you notice, eyes closed now, all the sensations in this hand changing as your brain attends to the fact that each and every component that we are creating will enable and cause you to permit that hand to float effortlessly and enjoyably in the air with no sense of anything other than beginning to drift now into a really deep trance at the rate that is entirely appropriate for you. That's right. And as your head sinks down and you become aware even more of the different sensations in both of your hands, your hand can float down or rise up perfectly. And as it does, you can drift deeper. That's right. Permit that sensation to happen in tiny, micro, completely honest, unconscious motions. That's right, all the way down into trance. And I know from experience your blood pressure's changed already. And the feeling of the chair underneath you can intensify the feelings of comfort and ease and effortlessness as your hand floats all the way down into a pleasant state where nothing matters except the change you want to make. And when your hand touches your leg, you'll be in a very deep state, aware of what's going on but not caring at all, and being comfortable and resting in that chair. That's right. Just let it happen and permit yourself to create a perfect trance all the way down. And the instant your hand touches down, you can drop into a powerful trance state and relax completely and be able to maintain your own ecology. That's right, all the way down now. And you can maintain your balance with no difficulty whatsoever. And in a moment, I'm going to pick up your right hand by the thumb, just a couple of inches, and you can be limp and relaxed. Sit way down. Perfect. And as you continue to sink into that state, let your brain do some interesting processing and learn, begin to really learn that one thing that you most want to change, and permit the change to begin to happen now. And the resources you need are there. And anything that was in the way has successfully moved out of the way of that which you are causing to happen. So drift even deeper. Let the processing take place with a sense of wonder and enjoyment below the level of conscious awareness, and feel good about the change. That's right. It can happen at light speed. And when the change has happened in a pleasant way for you, you can come back to the surface and be fully awake, bringing all the new changes with you, ecological and already installed, beginning now. And so now we watch and wait. And because I shift the timbre of my voice, she pays essentially no attention to it. And we see on her face the indications of something going on beneath the surface. We don't know what it is because we can't read minds. But the instructions are careful and glanative enough to ensure that everything that will happen is going to be in line with all of her plans. That's right. And we see the breathing shifts happening. That's right, all the way back with the changes. And notice how good you feel. And wide awake now. Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
Excellent. You look good.
Thank you.
So we have the kinesthetic ambiguity rapid induction here. What I'm doing is working with someone by causing their hand to become cataleptic and hover in the air. Now remember, catalepsy is a waxy immobility where the agonist and the antagonist muscles are completely balanced. It causes the limb to hover or simply not work. So the methodology is simplicity itself. I pre-frame it, setting up a yes set. Did you have lunch? Whatever, yes, yes, couple of yeses. And then I just say, let me borrow your hand. So I reach out, or I can just reach out without saying that. Her hand rises automatically. Then I tuck the elbow in slightly, lift her hand to a 45-degree angle. I say, eyes closed now, and I've got to be careful because she's going to go back into it. And I begin lightly touching her hand, tiny little touches, and I don't say your hand's going to float in the air, and I don't say it's going to sink. I just do this, and it becomes cataleptic and stays there. Now this becomes a leverage. You can use this for whatever you want. When it touches your face, it will stick there. Street hypnosis. When it sinks down and touches your leg, you will go deeper. Or you can have it hover in the air the entire time. Find a resource, and only when the resource is installed will your hand sink down and touch your leg. Just utilize this in any way you can imagine. It's a powerful induction. It will serve you well. I have never, ever had it fail. Kinesthetic ambiguity, rapid induction. Wide awake now. Hi.
Hi.